Hello there, Reject Nation. I'm Greg Alba.
I'm John Humphrey.
It's Monday, and we're going to go underwater with 20th Century Fox's and Disney's underwater. Yep.
Ooh.
Let's go into it now, shall we? Loading base.
Listen carefully. You are now 5,000 miles from land, and you're descending 7 miles to the bottom of the ocean. See you all in a month.
Here we go.
T.J. Miller. Colleen Wing.
Vincent Cassell.
Kristen Stewart. Hardcore alien vibes here.
Yeah, seriously. Whoa!
Wow.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how bad's my rig?
10. We drilled to the bottom of the ocean, and we don't know what came out.
Oh my.
Gotta get to the station.
How will we even get there?
We walk. We're just gonna walk with insufficient oxygen across the bottom of the ocean.
You don't know what's out there.
Prometheus
Where's
vibes.
that
Yeah, seriously.
Something's awake.
What was that?
Turn the lights off.
Ew.
What is happening?
Undies.
There's something following us.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's pulling me underwater.
Oh, he's definitely dead.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna die.
Like Lovecraftian mythos underwater. That's what they got going on right there.
This literally, like, if you didn't tell me this was underwater, I would just think this was a space movie that happened to feature lots of water. Because this looks like, yeah, a sci-fi horror thriller just with water instead of space.
Underwater, no one can hear you scream.
Too much of anything, really.
Scream.
Yeah.
I'm making fun of the alien tagline.
Oh, hey, look at that.
You gotta pay attention, John. You gotta have a memory
I
that
know.
serves you. That looks cool. It definitely feels very Ridley Scott inspired.
Oh, yeah.
I like the concept of creating some type of ship where they said to drill to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, they're drilling deep down in the ocean floor.
The thing with the ocean and the sea is that there's sea creatures that we have not discovered yet. Like, that's just the weird proven fact is that there's so many more creatures out there in the abyss. That's another thing this kind of reminds me of is James Cameron's.
Yeah.
It's like aliens and the abyss combined in one movie. Yeah.
Especially with how, like, paranoid and just the way they're shooting a lot of this. I mean, that obviously is gonna be one of the grabbier elements, but I really thought it was neat. It's like you have all these shots like inside of helmets, and it's like it really feels like you're gonna be very intimate, especially with Kristen Stewart, because like that stuff looked super intense. Like when the ship is first like taking on water or whatever.
Well, this is directed by a guy who primarily has been a cinematographer, so it makes sense why this film is shot so well. I wonder if he DP'd this movie himself.
Yeah, maybe he's just doing
Nope,
the Rodriguez.
he has not. He has not. Also, this January release date.
Really inspiring.
I don't know if it's something to actually be concerned about or not. I think this is one of those films that was made quite a while ago, and then they've been shifting around release dates since the Fox merger.
Yeah.
And this might have just been the slot to take, because usually a January release date gets me a little worried.
Don't we
but-
have Charlie's Angels in February?
Yeah, Kristen Stewart's gonna have Kristana Sans.
No, yeah.
Stuart Sans.
I was gonna say that's a good call actually, because they probably were like, well, they got Charlie's Angels. Let's just dump this into January right before then and probably ride the Kristen Stewart hype. Like I could actually actually see that being
Yes.
the strategy.
This looks really cool. The weird concern to me is that it seems to primarily take inspiration from the not so inspired Ridley Scott alien films. Like this,
Yeah,
I
this
keep
really reminded me of Covenant.
Covenant and
Yeah.
Prometheus.
Yeah.
Like, well, you know, as much as I think it's cool to draw from Alien, and usually people when they draw from Alien, they're drawing from the first Alien movie. Looking at this, which this looks like those two recent 20th Century Fox Alien films that people
Yeah.
weren't too fond of.
Yeah, it
and
does.
that's kind of like the weird concern for me. I think it's cool that Jessica Henwick is in this movie. I loved her as Colleen Wing on Iron Fist. I don't know how much more she's going to contribute to this film. This feels like the Kristen Stewart, Vincent Cassel movie primarily.
She's going to contribute just as much as Ruby Rose in The Meg.
Yeah. Kristen Stewart looks great in that
She-
haircut, man.
Yeah,
She
that's
really
a
pulls
good
that
look.
off
Yeah,
very well.
she looks
Very
like a
natural.
badass.
She can really change up her hair. Even in Charlie's Angels, she can really change up her hairstyles, and she pulls it off super well.
Weirdly enough, I mean, everybody has the nasty Twilight association, but I feel like there is something about her where, yeah, she's able to change her look up and change her vibe up. So, like, every time I see her in a trailer, I always feel like she's giving us something really different once we really finally let go of... It's like we're seeing it with Robert Pattinson, too, and I feel like they're both, in their own ways, finally getting to shed that Twilight stigma, especially with the amount of work she seems to be getting now.
Yeah, with this trailer, I like the oppressive, contained, unsettling, and like unnerving tension that's throughout it.
I like the style.
The style looks cool, and yes, the concept of going this far underwater, I feel like is really neat. The thing that will be lackluster to me is they're obviously not gonna really explore it. It's gonna be this sort of immediate tension-based sci-fi thriller. I feel like this could probably lean a little bit into sunshine territory. It doesn't look like it's just gonna be like this right when you get to Act 2 or something. It seems like this is probably going to occur way later in the movie. And I like sort of the hidden shadows of the monsters. You're not getting all these clear images of it, which does harken a little bit back to the first Ridley Scott movie. And there are things about it with, sea creatures that do make me flash a Lovecraftian type of mythos. There's probably going to be things at hand where there will be some cool explanation and some cool mythology, or some like science fiction, but grounded in some type of reality-based science that they could explore here. I just don't think they're gonna do it, and that's gonna come down to like one or two of these guys surviving. T.J. Miller's obviously dead. He's like the Danny McBride of this one.
Yeah.
But he's just gonna die early on. He's probably one of the first people to get killed off.
I feel like, although I'm
the
very
cast of this is
intrigued.
Cloverfield Paradox too, if you think about it.
Yeah. He's just Chris O'Dowd.
Yeah.
This does remind me of a few things, and I feel like at its best, maybe this could be another Life, which is another movie that got heavy alien comparisons and then came out, and I heard was pretty solid and pretty thrilling. I mean, the thing that I wonder about this is if there's ultimately gonna be anything more than the style and the intensity. If it will be well-rounded despite that, because if it's just, just a really nifty, immediate sci-fi thriller with this one twist that it's all under terrestrial water, that could be the perfect pick-me-up for January.
Yeah, well, hopefully it's got kind of a bit of a mood piece to it too.
Hopefully
Hopefully
it does its kind of own thing.
Well, guys, are you excited to go underwater? Comment below.
Are you sad that this film destroyed, the Disney-Fox merger?
It is the one that destroyed it all.
No more original films.
You can subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. You could check us out on Patreon, where we got weekly Q&As, TV show reaction stream-alongs, some with reaction highlights included, and he does music video reactions weekly. Today, gotta give a shout-out to someone very special. That man is Jake Stewart. We were probably gonna wait till tomorrow because I heard there was a different trailer coming out, but since we're covering this one, I wanted to say to you, Jake, happy birthday, buddy! Today's his actual birthday. You've been a longtime patronage of ours. You've been very sweet, very kind. The guy's had a girlfriend for the past few months. She is sexually satisfied, but lately he's been reading some true crime novels. He's really getting into the Zodiac books, the ones that inspired the actual movies. I just want to say that, if you're planning on, murdering your girlfriend, just be smart about it.
Yeah, you really want to cover your tracks, and you don't want to call too much attention to yourself. That's an easy way to get caught.
As a birthday present to you, if you need help getting rid of her body, I'm your guy.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Dude.
just as a present, but don't tell anyone. I like to be I don't like to receive public praise for such things. So
Dude,
just
of course,
let me know.
Selfless.
Well, happy 22nd birthday. It's a pivotal age of sorts.
Definitely, it's an age.